Hey, how's everybody doing? It's been a while. It's been a while since I made my last video. Today we're going to talk about a few things. Not a lot of things. A few things. Things. Oh, I still got my itsy bitsy spider. Um, we're going to talk about rodents. I have to look through a little pamphlet, a couple of pamphlets. 'Cause I don't know this by heart. Most exterminators out there may know this by heart. We have this character. Isn't he cute? Kind of cute. And then when we take care of him as exterminators, professional exterminators, he's deceased. So now these are superior products, which are manufactured by Bell Laboratories. When you're going to start a job off, the purpose of RPM, rodent pest management, is investigate, identify, and analyze, understand the environmental conditions and safety risks, communicate and implement plan for sanitation and harm reduction, properly select methods for control, baiting, trapping, or both, recognize and install exclusive practices to reduce reinfestation, determine and establish routine maintenance for long-term control. Okay. Rodent biology. Rats and mice each have unique characteristics. By properly identifying the rodent species, you can select rodent control products and strategies appropriate for that particular species and job. House mouse, a family of 6 mice in a cluttered garage can grow to 50 to 60 mice in only 90 days. Norway rat. A Norway rat can gnaw through a lead pipe. That's like this. A roof rat, extra pads and longer digits in the pores enable roof rats to be excellent climbers. And this is how you tell what it is: house mouse, Norway rat, or roof rat by its droppings. Mouse on top, a Norway rat, his droppings are over there. And a roof rat. So now rodent senses. Sight. Rodents are nearly blind and use the sense of touch for guidance. Rodents use their limited eyesight to seek darker areas. Taste. Rodents can taste up to 250 parts per billion. That's a lot. Newborn rodents can taste their mother's diet through her milk and favor those foods when they mature. So when they're having their suckling on the mother's nipples, they taste what the mother's been eating, and as they get older, they have a pang for this. They go exclusively for this, what they tasted from their mother's breast. You like that? Rodents react beep, 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 beep. Rodents react negatively to foods that make them feel ill, and it only needs to happen once for them to remember. Even humans aren't like that. If deprived of a certain nutrient, rodents learn which foods fill that need and prefer those until the need is met. Smell. This is a good one. Approximately 1% of rats' genes are involved in their sense of smell. They produce and release pheromones to communicate information with other rodents, i.e., colony, status, reproductive behavior, etc. Rodents use their sense of smell to find food. I use my sense of smell to find food. Sound. Hmm. Rodents can communicate with each other through ultrasonic frequencies in the form of squeaks, clicks, and whines that humans cannot perceive. Rodents aren't great at pinpointing the location based on sound. Rat teeth. Rats can chew through almost anything. Their teeth are very hard and can bite 6 times per second. Incisor teeth grow at a rate of 5 inches per year. Rats can exert a force up to 7,000 pounds per square inch. Well, did you know rodents are the second most successful mammals on Earth? Number one, Homo sapiens. Number two, house mouse. And number three, Norway rat. General behavior. Rodents are nocturnal. Mode of self-defense for rodents, as most of their enemies are inactive during night hours. Rodents typically feed at night. Daytime activity is a sign of large infestation. Large infestation. When I had my exterminating business, I walk into an apartment, and you could, depending on the severity of the job, you could smell the rodent feces and urine. It's nasty, nasty stuff. Feeding habits. Commensal rodents are omnivorous and opportunistic foragers. They eat a variety of food items, grains, meats, fish, fruits, etc., and take advantage of the food items they encounter. Rats hoard enough food to last them weeks. Rodents will hoard food in places where they feel comfortable to feed. Travel behavior. There is a hierarchy that rodents develop where the more dominant rodents get to feed first and receive the best nesting areas. If abundant food and harboring exist, less dominant rodents can also survive, but are likely to be seen feeding during the day. I've come across that. Sitting on the stove, rubbing their hands in their face and their jowls and looking at you like, what are you looking at, buddy? I've gone through that. Mice are prevalent and exist in all climates, found indoors and outdoors, both. Curious, nervous nibblers, likely to roam often. I know somebody that's a nervous nibbler. Rats are nephrophobic. They tend to dislike anything new. Mammals that will consume a lot of food once they feel comfortable, likely to groom once or twice a day in their burrow. Norway rats are natural burrowers and will burrow near their food and water supply in areas that provide harborage. I guess they don't want nobody to get their food. That'd be a good fight if another uh, roof rat came across that. I like to see that. Roof rats are excellent climbers and will nest in high places. Could you imagine that? They said, I would imagine it's a roof rat, not a regular rat. If you ever noticed a brick building and there's bricks, and then there's an opening where rats go in and out of there to get into the building and up to the roof, um, which I think is pretty cool. Capability of rats. From a standstill, rats can vertically jump nearly 2 feet. Could you imagine? When running, they can jump horizontally 3 to 5 feet on average. Don't ever corner a rat or a mouse. Rats can fall 5 stories without causing themselves any harm. Not many humans can do that because they don't have much of a bone structure. That's right. In case you didn't know, rats are wonderful swimmers. Norway rats can swim in a 30-mile-per-hour current without drowning. Yeah, like that. Rats can easily climb in small spaces between two surfaces. Eliminate conducive conditions for rats, mice. Okay, improve sanitation practices. Rodents are opportunist feeders who will consume any food discarded by humans. Dumpsters are one of the most common rodent problem zones around commercial establishments. Dumpsters should be large enough to prevent spillovers, have tight sealed lids, be placed 75 to 150 feet from the exterior of the structure when possible, be emptied regularly. Empty those boxes, yo. Um, Harborage reduction. Eliminate the rodent's food and water source. Identify harborage areas and recommend to the customer how to eliminate them indoors and outdoors. Keep, keep grass and vegetation cut short. Tall grass protects rodents from predators. Keep overhanging trees cut back. Overhanging trees provide dark, shadowy areas where rodents feel safe and protected. Isn't that creepy? I just like to be walking by a shadowy area and wham, they come right out. Whew. Piles of dirt should be removed from the exterior of the structure. Garbage and clutter around the perimeter provide food harvesting areas for rodents. A 2 foot wide barrier of cement or crushed rock should be established around the surface. Rodent proofing. Identify areas in need of rodent proofing during the inspection process. Do not proceed with rodent proofing until knockdown of the rodents have been achieved. You got to kill all them suckers. Build rodents out. Close all holes in exterior and interior walls. I did all this. It wasn't a picnic. Permit no openings over 1/4 inch, particularly around doors and windows. Install self-closing devices on frequently used doors. If your door is a little way off the floor, um, not to be like that, and that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about, if you can see this, even that much, you have to put a sash with screws on the bottom of the door. So, in other words, the sash has to be sweeping on the floor when you open and close it. They won't get in because we all know rats and mice have no bone structure. So, install vinyl, rubber, or bristle sweep seals on the garage doors to eliminate any gaps. Seals around pipes, drains, and vents need to be tight. Chimneys need to be capped and in good condition. The top of the chimney, I believe that's what they're saying, and you put some kind of mesh wire over it somehow. You get it to tack around the brick. Don't break the window, the chimney. Um, that should keep them out. Even though they gnaw, get a thick enough mesh wiring. Now get this. Rats can fit through a 1 inch opening or diameter of a thumb. Mice can fit through a 1/4 inch opening or the diameter of a little finger. This is what they show you right here. All this. Um, Recommended rodent proofing materials. I always used copper mesh Brillo because when they gnaw on that, the taste of the copper, it was like bitter. They don't like it. And it worked. The silver one I wasn't too fond of. Uh, I always used the copper one. I load up the hole with sometimes with the broken glass, or just throw the bait in the bait bags, and they would work good. It's always fun too when you gotta retrieve a dead rat or a mouse. Oh God! Sheet metal, 26 gauge thickness. Okay, all right. I said that. Or heavier. Cement mortar, 1 to 3 mixture or richer. Well, how you like that? And see, right where my finger is, it does say copper mesh. So, after years and years of doing this shoot, kind of know what the deal is. Now, choosing the right bait. You have a first generation, second generation. This is vitamin K is readily available. Imagine people shooting up vitamin K. I don't know what's wrong with people. It's for mice, not for you, you dopey. Oh, there's the word dope. Um, there's all different types. I always use this one contracts, which was good. It comes in a big pail. Um, I remember back in the day they had bricks of rat and mice poison. Um, and then eventually switched over to the soft pouches, which I thought was great. The soft pouches. Now, baiting the three lines of defense: perimeter of the property, exterior baitings, and interior baitings. 6 key principles in successful baiting. All right. Number 1, choose the right bait for the job. Your choice of rodenticide depends upon the environmental conditions and the severity of the infestation. I did a job one time in Jersey City, some lumber place on Nielsen Avenue, and I went into the place and I touched base with the owner. Oh yeah, it's real bad with these rats, no mice, rats. But I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything. I, at that time, I was using bait blocks. I put bait blocks around, and all you heard was they were going crazy. That'd be tons of them fighting to get at this bait. Like you starve a rat, forget it. Read the rodenticide label before placing bait. The label instructions give useful information on bait placement. The label is the law. Place bait where rodents travel. Your inspection will identify the problem areas and the species involved. Place bait where rats and mice will find it. Proper number of bait placements. Place enough bait to get rid of rodents. Keep up a fresh supply of bait and remove any spoiled or rancid bait. I used to do the wind-up boxes for the mice. My God, when you open them up, the smell. Because they're eating each other to get out. Either that or just eating each other because they're hungry. It was horrible. I did that in Meat City. Oh. Use bait stations wherever safety is concerned. Oh, here we go. Tamper-resistant stations help keep bait away from children, pets, and non-target species. Well, absolutely right. That's a good idea. Eliminate the rodents' food, water, and harborage wherever possible. Knock down the population first before applying rodent proofing measures, as those disrupting the rodents' environment may send them scurrying. scurrying. These are also good. I use these quite often. The boxes. You use those. No fuss, no muss. Mm. Movie Track 101. Mm. A non-toxic approach to pest management. With the increasing focus on interrogated pest management, non-chemical tools for rodent control are becoming more and more important. There are many cost-effective non-toxic approaches to monitor and control rodents. Rodent pheromones left in or around a trap will help attract other rodents to the trap. Huh. Mechanical traps, snap traps, identify rodent pathways and place traps accordingly. Provoke rat or mouse attractant is a great choice to apply on traps. Other common selections include peanut butter, chocolate, frosting, Nutella, and nesting materials such as cotton or string. I used to do that. When children and pets are present, place snap traps and tamper-resistant bait stations. Multiple catch mouse traps. Identify active runways and place mechanical traps in dark areas along walls and behind objects. Ideal placements in commercial facilities are along both sides of the interior and exterior doorways. For fast and easy service, use a glue board in conjunction with a mechanical trap. Adhesives, glue boards, and traps. Glue boards should not be used in corners. Adhesive glue boards and traps. Glue boards can be used to monitor the presence of rodents and insects. Place glue boards in active rodent pathways. Keep glue boards free of dust, dirt, and moisture. For sensitive accounts, use Trapamax free, hypoallergenic, scent free glue traps. Of course, they got to do a plug for a company. I used, what do you call it? Anyway, um, the glue boards I used was Catchmaster. They were in New York location. Now they're in Bayonne, but you cannot go there and buy the products. That stinks. Uh, okay. I used to use, this is the key up there for this box. And you can actually open up the box with a pen. I shouldn't say that. But anyway, deceased. After that training, deceased. Crime scene, do not cause. Ha ha ha. I also have case closed. And this is a good bait here, contracts. You got interrogated pest management and structural pest control. Okay, that's one booklet. Legal and safety issues, which we will get into when I do another video. It's a mean Mickey Mouse. And structural pest management. These booklets, by the way, they give you when you go to your training. That's another video I'll be explaining where it's at, how to get there. Well, you'll know how to get there. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Talk a lot about, oh, never mind. You do not find a happy life, you make a happy life. So, take care. Peace, brother. Brother. And bye, Calvin, Janice, and son.